Hi, and welcome to our video series on how to set up a WordPress blog from scratch. Here, in this first of 5 videos, we run through buying your domain, setting up your hosting, and finally installing WordPress. By the end of this first video, you will have a blank WordPress shell installed on a domain of your choice, ready for you to customize. So let's get started. First, we are going to cover how to register your domain name and order hosting. Here, we are using our own hosting solution, but the process will be similar for many other providers. From the Choose a Domain form, simply type in your preferred domain name. Here we chose transfer, but normally you would choose check availability. Now we have to add hosting to our chosen domain name. Click No Hosting, click to add. Here we choose our starter package, which is perfect for new websites and small WordPress blogs. We want to use the domain name already in our cart from the earlier step. Click Add to Cart. We leave the domain's configuration screen as it is and click Update Cart. Now we need to go through the checkout process, making sure to fill in all of the correct details. I have cut out the payment processor section for security, but proceed through this section as usual. Once you have paid for your domain and hosting, you will be presented with your products and services screen. Click View Details, and here you can log into your control panel. WordPress is a database-driven content management system, and as such requires us to create a MySQL database and user. Here, we can easily do that under Web Tools and MySQL Databases. On the MySQL Databases screen, choose a username and password and the system will generate a database for you. We will use these details later on. Now, we need to go back to our hosting control panel and unlock our FTP access. FTP access is automatically locked after the period you choose to increase security for your website. Here we choose 1 day to allow us to make all the necessary changes for these videos. Your FTP details are given on the control panel homepage sidebar. Now that we have our domain name registered and our hosting and database set up, we can get on with moving the files into place on the server. For this we need an FTP program, and our preferred program of choice is FileZilla, which can be used on both Windows and Mac. FileZilla is free and open source. Open up FileZilla and enter the FTP details from the control panel. First the IP address, then the username, and finally your password. Click Quick Connect and you will be presented with your server file system. You will notice how similar it is to Windows. Navigate to public_HTML by double-clicking on the folder. Depending on your choice of host, there may be no folders or a folder called www. If there are no folders, then you are already in public_HTML. If there is a www folder, then double-click that. This folder is where all of the files that your server uses to display your website are stored. Delete any files and folders that are in there already so that the folder is completely empty. Now we need to go and get the files from WordPress. In your web browser, navigate to wordpress.org and click Download WordPress and download the file. The zip will download to your Downloads folder unless you choose otherwise. Once it's downloaded, unzip the file in place. Once the file is unzipped, move back to FileZilla and in the left-hand panel find your Downloads and then the WordPress folder. Press Ctrl A to select all the files and folders, right-click and click Upload. I've shortened the following sequence here to save time. Once all the files are uploaded, open up your domain name in your web browser. You'll be presented with a Create a Configuration File screen. Click the button and you'll be presented with a form. Here is where the database we created earlier comes in handy. simply enter the details from the control panel into their corresponding boxes. When using R hosting, the database name and username will be the same, and the database host will be localhost. Click Run the install. WordPress will now be installed. Once installed, you'll be given the opportunity to name your WordPress and create an admin user. When creating your admin user, do not use the username admin. One of the most common methods of hacking a WordPress blog is for hackers to use the admin username and then try and crack the passwords. By using a non-standard username, you are adding another level of security. Also, when developing your blog, untick the Allow search engines to index this site box. This will stop your site from being seen by search engines until you are ready to show them. Finally, click Install. You can now log in and view the admin area of WordPress. Also, we can have a look at the standard theme. So, that concludes part 1 of this series. I hope you enjoyed it and followed it easily. If so, why not like this video and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.